Friday, May 26th, and this is a special edition of your coffee break live at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. We're preparing for tonight's FCAC Baseball Championship, but first we have the latest local news for you, including a serious accident at the Schick facility in Milford, a narcotics detective arrested for stealing drugs in Fairfield, and much more. Our amazing intern Amanda Maddox will have a look at your forecast later on, and Frank Granito will stop eating hot dogs for just a few moments to bring you your Nutmeg Sports update. But first, on to today's news. Some breaking news out of Fairfield. The lead detective of the police department's narcotics unit was charged today with stealing heroin and other drugs seized during police operations. Hearst, Connecticut media reports that 40-year-old Stephen Rilling, a 19-year veteran of the police force and the son of Norwalk's mayor Harry Rilling, surrendered to police Friday after being told there was a warrant for his arrest. He was charged with third-degree computer crime, second-degree larceny, second-degree forgery, as well as possession of narcotics, false entry by an officer, and tampering with evidence. He was released after posting a $5,000 bond and is pending arraignment in court on June 2nd. Now, a detective in the department for 10 years, Rilling was put on leave nearly 3 years ago after he disclosed he had a drug problem and he entered a rehab facility. When he returned to work, he was reassigned to the narcotics unit. And in other news, a female employee was seriously injured after her right hand became trapped in machinery at the Schick manufacturing facility located at 10 Layton Road in Milford on Thursday morning. Fire dispatch received a 911 call just before 9:30 reporting that incident. Firefighters were immediately dispatched and quickly arrived and found the employee's right hand entangled in manufacturing equipment. Milford fire paramedics applied a tourniquet to control the bleeding while also providing advanced level patient care. That, according to Battalion Chief Anthony Fabrizi. Fabrizi said firefighters worked diligently for 17 minutes and managed to free the employee's hand from the machine. The woman was then transported to Yale New Haven Trauma Center by Milford fire medics. Her condition is currently unknown. Schick officials are working with an Occupational Safety and Health Administration representative to investigate that incident. And 2 alleged drug dealers were arrested in a Wendy's parking lot on West Putnam Avenue in Greenwich this week and were allegedly carrying 28 bags of heroin and fentanyl at the time. In a combined operation with Norwalk police, 18-year-old Eric Reedy of Fairview Avenue in Norwalk and 26-year-old Deshaun Richardson of Strawberry Hill Road in Stamford were charged with criminal attempt to sell narcotics, conspiracy to sell narcotics, and illegal possession. Police said the 2 men were picked up in the parking lot May 18th with wax bags of a tan powdery substance that later tested positive as heroin and fentanyl, a potent narcotic. Reedy was also wanted in Norwalk in connection with drug dealing. And a Trumbull attorney has been sentenced to 3 years in prison for his role in a life insurance fraud scheme. The U.S. Attorney for Connecticut says 62-year-old David Quattrella of Trumbull and his co-conspirators exposed insurance companies to a total loss of nearly $15 million as a result of a scheme to defraud insurance companies into issuing insurance policies on the lives of elderly people for the benefit of Quattrella and his other investors. The scheme is known as a stranger-originated life insurance scheme, or STOLI. According to court documents and statements made in court, between approximately June 2008 and June 2016, Quattrella and others, including insurance brokers based in California, New Jersey, and Florida, assisted elderly persons in applying for multi-million-dollar life insurance policies. Quattrella, who is an attorney, and his co-conspirators offered the insured the promise of free life insurance for 2 years, after which Quattrella and his co-conspirators would attempt to sell the policy and provide a share of the proceeds to the insured. Quattrella and his co-conspirators received large commissions from the providers as a result of the issuance of those policies on the lives of those insureds, and Quattrella personally profited about $272,000 as a result of that scheme. Quattrella and his conspirators attempted to sell the life insurance policies to settlement investment funds or brokers, but in certain cases they could not find a buyer and those policies lapsed. And in other news, a Darien man was arrested for breaking into his ex-girlfriend's home on May 15th. Eric Barrett, 42 years old, allegedly broke into an Allen O'Neill Drive home to determine if his former girlfriend had started dating new people. She returned home at about 11:30 in the morning that day to find Barrett's car in her parking spot and him inside her apartment holding her iPad. She asked how he got inside, and he told her he had used a firefighter's tools to gain entry through the rear door of the building. When she asked why he was there, he told her he wanted to know if she was dating anyone else, and she demanded that he leave. He left, but with no protest, and later texted her, apologized, admitting he had made a mistake. The woman determined that Barrett had attempted to go through her emails, messages, photos, contacts, and FaceTime calls to see if she was dating someone. She then contacted police. Officers arrested Barrett after examining the pry marks on the door where he had forced entry. He allegedly admitted to using a shove key to force the door open and searching through the victim's iPad and computer. He was charged with burglary in the 2nd degree, possession of burglary tools, and computer crimes in the 5th degree. He was released on a $10,000 bond. And Stratford Mayor John Harkins followed up on his promise to veto the town council's approved 2017-2018 budget on Thursday, and he did so while urging an audience of Bunnell High School students to vote out those who passed it. With a few strokes of a pen, Harkins vetoed the $216.1 million spending plan that was passed by the town council on May 11th. The decision drew applause from Superintendent Janet Robinson and an audience of Bunnell students in the school's auditorium. Many students on stage behind the mayor held signs with the social media hashtag #IStandWithTheFuture. Harkins said it's a flawed budget. The council voted on May 11th by a 6-3 margin to pass that plan, while also voting to keep the tax rate at 38.99 mils. Councilors who supported the budget said taxpayers could not afford another tax hike. Some of the pro-budget council members had asked for more municipal side cuts. Harkins was able to veto that spending plan because it passed with 6 votes. Had it passed with 7 votes, it would have been veto-proof. That budget, according to Harkins, would have led to program cuts, including the elimination of freshman sports at Bunnell and Stratford high schools and the removal of up to 35 teachers. He also said that budget violates town charter and violates existing contractual obligations. But there's a lot more at StratfordStar.com. And this week's rains have fed once drought-stricken rivers, but flows are so high that the inaugural Norwalk River One Fly and Children's Tournament has been postponed. It was scheduled for tomorrow. The event, promoted on yesterday's episode of Yankee Fisherman, will now be held June 10th. The Mianus chapter of Trout Unlimited will announce a new location in the coming days. More information can be found at mianustu.org. And now I'm excited to throw it over to our intern, Amanda Maddox, for a look at your forecast. Amanda.
Thanks, Kate. We saw a few showers earlier, but it appears to be clearing up now. There are mostly cloudy skies up ahead, but with a high of 72 and winds reaching up to 21 miles an hour. Tonight, we are looking at mostly clear skies and a low chance of rain with temperatures going down to 54. On Saturday, we are looking at a slightly cooler start to the weekend. There is a high of 68 and a low chance of showers, but with some sunshine showing through those clouds. Tomorrow night will cool down with a low of 54 and a small amount of wind at 9 miles an hour. Some cloudy skies will start out on Sunday with a high of 67 and slow wind gusts, but that night we should see some scattered rain and thunderstorms with a low of 53. That might carry into Memorial Day. We'll keep an eye on that for the holiday parades. That's it for the weather update. Back to you, Kate.
All right. Thanks so much, Amanda. Well, we are going to step out for a break. And when we come back, Frank Granito joins us to give us a Nutmeg Sports update. We also have more local news coming up after this.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Sign-ups are now open for one of our most popular programs, the New England 80 Elite Lacrosse Division I and Division III showcases. With D1 and D3 coaches in attendance, players will receive a 60-minute webinar with Director of Recruiting Hans Hansen, a custom NE80 penny, custom shorts, and a video of all games. Last year's event sold out quickly, so sign up now for the next showcase coming in January 2018. Like and follow us on Facebook.
When it comes to considering the outside of your home, just imagine the possibilities. Whether your dream is a stunning freeform pool or a tranquil, secluded garden, the team of professionals at Stonebridge Associates will make it a reality. We offer unparalleled landscape design and construction, masonry development, pools, spas, and water features, as well as landscape and garden maintenance. No other firm can offer the same level of creativity, quality, and personal attention. Discover the possibilities at stonebridgeassociates.net or call 203-544-8376 today.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Pizza to satisfy even the most demanding critics. Choosy Pazza Pizza.
Welcome back to this Friday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and we're at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. And we're about to throw it over to Frank Granito to find out more about what's coming up tonight. Frank.
Well, thank you, Kate. Before we get to tonight, though, let's go back to last night. We had an FCIAC championship game at Brian McMahon High School. The Darien Blue Wave, the #1 team in the country, looking for their 4th consecutive conference title and their 50th win in a row. This one was not close. The Blue Wave rolling a 20-4 victory over the Ridgefield Tigers. So dominant was Darien. At one point in time, they scored 7 unanswered in the third quarter. Logan McGovern had 6 goals in the first half. They look so strong. Good job by Ridgefield, though. A really successful season. We'll see how the Tigers do in the state tournament. But first, let's look at the highlights from the FCIAC championship on Thursday night. To watch for the Darien offense is number 12, Kevin Lindley, but it's Logan McGovern sprinting around the cage. He picks up his 6th goal in the last 2 games. And here's Muller off the restart. Trying to shake free to the front of the net. Broke loose, and he finishes the shot up tight. Beats Cornell, and we're tied at 1.
What a great move inside.
Save made there by Parson.
Great save by Parson.
McGovern with it, tiptoe in the crease, and he gets the wrap around to go. It's 3-1.
And again, that's another typical Logan McGovern goal.
Ball momentarily was Minikis, and Mays back on it. Pass to the far side. McGovern down low. He's got a hat trick with 6:41 to go in the first.
Right, you know what? I think that's what we saw. Although they didn't come up with the result that they wanted. That's a great goal by the Ridgefield Tigers.
As a skip pass to the backside finds Thomas Soley. Tigers are back on the board. They strike first in the second, just 39 seconds in. The best 2 games so far at Brian McMahon is Gatto with time and space, just too strong as it deflects in off the stick of Cornell, and it's back to a 4-goal game. As Lindley trying to free himself up for a shot. Quickly down low, McGovern snuck behind the defense. He is unstoppable, Kevin. 6 goals with 7:56 to go.
Well, how about the pass from Lindley, Vince?
McGovern creeping towards the left side of the net. Pass to the back door of Mays. Everyone watching number 4. 18 can walk in all alone. The young man can pass, too. Rarely do they throw that errant pass. Rarely do they make the wrong decision or force a pass into an area that leads off the other way. As Finley Collins, so you're fancy, huh? Going behind the back? Why not? HAN Network, we have the FCIAC Championship in baseball as Minikis skips one up over the left shoulder of Parson.
Brian Minikis finally getting involved. Their excitement. And last night got to see a couple Wilton Warriors who were pumped up.
It's Henry Feifel, a big blast here. Going upstairs over the top of McGrath. And now we saw the Gatorade bucket getting dumped there. The clock strikes 0. The Darien Blue Wave still kings of the conference. A 20-4 victory over the number 3 Ridgefield Tigers. So congratulations again to Darien. Arden Cohen was named the tournament MVP. He anchored the Darien defense, which surrendered only 7 goals over their 3 FCAC games. We've got one more champion to crown, and that will be tonight here at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Wilton and Ridgefield, the Route 7 rivalry reigniting with the baseball title at stake. Wilton number 2, Ridgefield number 4. First pitch is set for 7 p.m., but we'll have much more on that at 3:30 with a special Nutmeg Sports. Don't forget, using the hashtag AskKevin or hashtag AskFrank, you can tweet at us and we'll answer your questions on the air. We've got a couple of special guests, maybe some hot dogs making an appearance too, Kate.
All right, very exciting. And of course, if people are already away for their Memorial Day weekend, you can watch the entire game tonight, so be sure to check it out. But in other local news, hikers on the Pequannock River Trail may have noticed a new addition to the Tate Road entrance recently, as a colorful rock garden now adorns the path. While the rocks, hand-painted and adorned with inspirational messages, are the work of Madison Middle School student Colin McNeil and a group of friends who took it upon themselves to spread some positivity in Trumbull. The rock garden is part of what is known as the Kindness Rocks Project, part of a larger worldwide movement to spread kindness. Colin said he got the idea for the project from finding a rock on Sandwich Boardwalk on Cape Cod last summer. He said the rocks are labeled with hashtag Kindness Rocks Project so people can find them and post their kindness stories on social media. Colin and some friends painted the rocks, wrote the messages, then placed them on the trail. Now, a sign at the rocks instructs people: take one when you need one, share one with a friend who needs some inspiration, or leave one for another person. One message, just the right moment, can change your whole day, outlook, and life, according to Colin. But there's more on that story at TrumbullTimes.com. And finally, it's going to be a busy weekend with Memorial Day celebrations, so please check your local HAN Network news site for details on how your town celebrations and for any updates on potential impacts that weather may have. And of course, we thank all those who have served and made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. We're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the top stories of the week across all of our sites after this.
Part of banking well is doing good. That's why, with the support of local community partners, Bankwell has launched the Bankwell Pet Adoption Project to boost awareness about the hundreds of animals in local shelters that need a home. And when you donate to the cause using the Bankwell self-service coin machines, we'll match your donation. For details, visit mybankwell.com/pleaseadoptme. Bank smart, bank local, bank well.
Spring has sprung at Walter Stewart's Market, and we're celebrating the new season with fresh takes on spring. From the finest produce around to guaranteed fresh seafood delivered daily by the best local supplier. Not only are we your time-saving one-stop shop for everything you need this season, our personable team is always ready with a helping hand. Shop Stewart's for the best of spring. Find us at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
The new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the dock shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The dock shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the dock shop is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
Did you know heart attacks and strokes are the leading cause of death in America? Protect the health of you and your loved ones. Talk to a doctor about heart disease. Hi, I'm Dr. David Pazer with ProHealth Physicians, encouraging you to stay informed about health matters that affect you.
ProHealth Physicians is on the pulse of social media to share information about health and nutrition with the community. Get up-to-the-minute alerts, including ProHealth Physicians news and upcoming events. Connecticut's leading group of primary care doctors is just a click away.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
I can't believe it.
Well, Dad, you did it. You sold 160 cars. Ready to go back upstairs now?
I think it's time. I wonder how the boys are making out in their new office. Not what I had in mind, Kyle. What, Dad?
Maybe we should retire. Right now, lease a 2017 Rogue S for only $139 a month. Isn't it time you got Millerized?
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to this Friday edition of your coffee break at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and we are getting ready for tonight's FCIAC Baseball Championship. And first, we're going to run down the top stories of the week across all of our HAN network news sites. Now, a story that got a lot of attention this week is the arrest of a New Canaan father and son in connection to a March incident where a teen was injured at an underage drinking party. 59-year-old Douglas Knight was arrested on May 18th for interfering with a 911 call as police allege that the man instructed people at his home who were helping a youth who had sustained a head injury not to call 911. New Canaan police say that Knight arrived at his residence where an underage drinking party had been taking place on March 25th and where one of the youth attendees was injured and being cared for by other attendees. The injury victim was transported to the hospital where sources say he remained for 5 nights before being released on March 30th. Police say also that Knight's son, Andrew, who's 18 years old, purchased alcoholic beverages at World of Beverages in Norwalk for what started as a New Canaan baseball team party. They arrested the son on May 18th and charged him with delivery of alcohol to a minor and permitting minors to possess alcohol. Now, New Canaan Police Chief Leon Krolikowski told the New Canaan Advertiser that there were dozens of rumors about how the 17-year-old baseball team member's head was injured. At the end of the investigation, the only person who had suggested the injury might have been from an assault was a doctor at Norwalk Hospital emergency room. That doctor suggested that he thought the injury was not consistent with a fall. That led to a lengthy investigation of a possible assault, and the result was that no one witnessed or pointed to specific facts of any assault, according to the chief. But there's a lot more coverage on that story at ncadvertiser.com. Another top story this week was Reading police releasing the name of a woman who died last week after being attacked by a dog in her Reading home. 71-year-old Sandra Kaiser of Reading died at Danbury Hospital after being attacked by her own dog at a home on Deacon Abbott Street back on Friday, May 12th. The official cause of death is unknown, and police are awaiting an autopsy on Kaiser, which should be complete in 4 to 6 weeks. That, according to Police Chief Douglas Fuchs. Now, Fuchs said the dog was both a mixed breed and a rescue dog, but was not a pit bull. The dog had been living in the Deacon Abbott home for 6 years. Fuchs said the dog attack set off a series of events which led to the death of the resident, though the attack itself may not have been the exact cause of death. And does political criticism constitute a town emergency? Well, that question came up in Trumbull this week after First Selectman Tim Herbst, a Republican who has formed an exploratory committee for governor, used the town's citizen alert notification program to respond to a flyer that was distributed by Trumbull Democrats on Monday. That flyer cited the town's plan to sell 6 municipally owned properties, including the Board of Ed building, the Aram Tellium building, and the Nature and Arts Center, all on Main Street, in addition to the VFW Hall at Priscilla Place and Berkshire Avenue as well. Another property on Berkshire Avenue. Democrat Town Committee Chairman Tom Kelly said his group had distributed the flyers to a targeted list of homeowners who live within a quarter mile of one of the affected properties, about 1,000 homes in total. Most of the town was surprised to receive a telephone call from Herbst Monday afternoon using the town's citizen alert program criticizing the flyer. In his recording, Herbst did not specify what parts of the flyer he considered untruthful, and when media outlets, including the Trumbull Times, contacted his office to ask for comment, Herbst distributed a statement saying the system was commonly used for items of public concern. But there's a lot more on that story at TrumbullTimes.com. And another top story is one we mentioned earlier in the show, and that's that Stratford Mayor John Harkins followed up on his promise to veto the town council's approved 2017-2018 budget on Thursday. And he did so while urging an audience of Bunnell High School students to vote out those who passed it. With a few strokes of a pen, Harkins vetoed the $216.1 million spending plan that was passed by the town council on May 11th. The decision drew applause from Superintendent Janet Robinson and an audience of high school students in Bunnell's auditorium. Many students on stage behind the mayor held signs with the social media hashtag #IStandWithTheFuture. The budget, Harkins said, could have led to program cuts, including the elimination of freshman sports at Bunnell and Stratford high schools and the removal of up to 35 teachers. He also said the budget violates the town charter and existing contractual obligations. Much more on that story at StratfordStar.com. And finally, our FCAC quarterfinal and championship coverage has been big this week, but not as big as votes for Athlete of the Week. Because of the holiday weekend, you have extra time to get in your votes for your Week 6 picks. Now, voting will be open until Monday, May 29th at 11:59 p.m., and the winners will be announced on Coffee Break on Tuesday, May 30th at 11 a.m. on HAN.network. So be sure to get your votes in. Let's throw it back over to Amanda Maddox now for one final look at the forecast. Amanda.
Thanks, Kate. We are seeing mostly cloudy skies up ahead with a few gusts of winds today and temperatures around 72 degrees. Tonight we are looking at clear skies and a temperature of 54 for our baseball championship at Harbor Yard. We are looking at a cool weekend with temperatures in the mid-60s. It will be mostly sunny on Saturday during the day, but we will fall into some rain and thunderstorms on Sunday night that might just find its way into Memorial Day weekend. That's about it for this weather update. Make sure that you tune in at 3:30 to see Frank, Kevin, and some of our other HAN interns on NetMike Sports. Back to you, Kate.
All right, great job, Amanda. Thank you. Well, we are going to wrap things up here. Still a busy day. As Amanda said, 3:30 Nutmeg Sports, 6 o'clock the FCAC Baseball Championship live at Harbor Yard. Don't miss it. And we will see you all on Tuesday at 11 for your coffee break. Have a great holiday weekend.